Hey guys, it's Paranormal Extraction, and I'm Zoe Ztarr. Welcome to my show. Cool today, something I've been wanting to do. I normally don't go on people's shows for podcasts, but I love Bobby. And he has a podcast called Bobby Dizzle. Okay, he also has a website. I think that's bobbydizzle.com. I could be wrong, but we could ask after we're done. So we are just going to be kind of bantering back and forth about our experiences in the paranormal. So this should be really interesting show. And I'm really excited about it because I never get to talk about this stuff. Okay, Bobby, I'm coming over. Hey, Bobby. Oh, gosh. Oh, we have so much to talk about and so much in common. It was so great to speak with you because we were just going back and forth. So we're going to talk about some of our paranormal weirdnesses. I guess that's what you're going to, I guess that's what we're going to call it, right? Paranormal weirdness, paranormal banter.
Witty banter back and forth?
Yeah, sure. Why don't you go ahead and start? We're going to I'm not interviewing you or anything. So why don't you start with something you got?
I'll tell you, when I started the show, I'd done it for about a year, just kind of off and on. Then I wanted to start an actual paranormal show. So I decided, why not make my show paranormal since it's the most fun topic? And so I began a mission just to take in just anybody who talk about their experiences. I started looking for patterns. And when they finally started showing up, that's when I started freaking out. I'm like, these people are saying the same thing.
Right.
And mostly about Bigfoot, because that's my favorite topic. So I had. But I would hear things from Dolly and Preston. They would say the same thing as some other guys from Florida, back and forth.
Oh yeah, everybody I talked to too, Dolly, Preston, Kinsella brothers. I mean, I could just go on and on with the list. But right now, the consensus between all of them, okay, paranormal, UFOs, everything else, is the new 12,000 year event. Okay, so that's the latest. And have you heard of that one?
Yeah, I've heard Graham Hancock and them always talk about it. Randall Carlson.
Okay, do you have a multitude of guests where you see a pattern?
Not about that. I think Dolly's the only one that goes on about that.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, but my people are more lower tier than the younger, driest kind of coming back into play.
Oh.
But yeah, I have heard about it. I've had a couple people talk about it. You included.
Oh yeah. Okay. So
I do know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah. And so let's let's explain a little bit about it. So the 12,000 year event, and gosh, it just seems like every single interview I do, especially if it's on UFOs, okay, or metaphysical, they're talking about the Earth coming to the 12,000 year event. And I always hate to say it's like Noah's Ark because people are like, Noah's Ark, really? But it's kind of like Noah's Ark and then the dinosaur, and the Earth being destroyed, okay, by an asteroid, whatever, right? And then it starts over, right? And we're upon that 12,000 year event. So being upon that 12,000 year event, my consensus of what everyone's talking about in a lot of UFOs is that this indeed is going to happen. And I've had everyone from scientists from Earth Core goes one way, changes directions is in another way, and it's going to kind of screw us up here and there with tsunamis and things like that. But of course it's going to, I hate to use the word, kill a lot of people. Okay. Of course, that's going to happen. But to actually, the UFOs, okay, we are free will. So UFOs can't really come down and intervene. But the conscious, this is the biggest consensus, the conscious individuals that are conscious, meaning spiritually, are not going to be affected. Okay. However, there is also a theory of where people are preppers are preparing for this event to happen. and will be saved and will be starting kind of like a new world, okay, that is spiritually based. Now, these people, it's crazy, dude. Okay, this is crazy. I mean, I know you've heard it from Dolly, but I mean, you got to like freaking move out into the middle of nowhere. They actually have a ton of places that already exist where these people have their communities, and they're completely off grid. They grow their own food. They have their own, cattle or chickens or anything like that. But they're living that way because it's coming. Now, people have said 4 years or whatever, but it's shortened, okay, now to where these people are really serious about this event coming. So the way I look at it, Bobby, is first of all, I'm not going to go buy a house in the middle of nowhere. Okay. So, and another theory is the aliens are going to come down and pick us up before this happens. Either I'm going away with the aliens, okay, which I do already. I already know a lot about that from going OBEs and astral travel. So I know a lot about planets and aliens up there. But yeah, I say just blow me up.
Yeah, if it gets to if the initial shock and awe is anything like a nuclear thing, I don't want to live through it. To be honest.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that have said that. But I have not actually heard from any particular person, and I'm talking a lot, that it's going to be anything nuclear or anything like that. Mainly, earthquakes,
Yeah.
whatever else you want, just major disasters, drought, stuff like that. But I haven't heard of anyone saying that to me before. So, but what I'm saying is regardless, he take me up or blow me up. So you want to be blown up too?
Yeah, if it's too detrimental, if the survival rate's too low, I don't want to just live off carcasses of people.
Yeah,
I don't want to be Donner Party.
Yeah.
2.0.
Yeah, I don't want to be Donner Party either. Oh my God. So, anyways, let's speak a little bit about maybe some alien stuff. You got any good stories on that?
Well, I was going to respond to the 12,000 year
okay,
hypothesis.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm not as concerned with the it's going to happen within a timeline. I feel like it's more of an average, just from listening to people like Graham Hancock and Randall Carlson talking about how it kind of cycles through. So maybe it's not 12,000, maybe sometimes it's 50, and just bounces back. Because who knows how long it's happened, how many times it's happened. And here we are with more technology, and same reason why a cold came through 3 years ago that would have wiped everybody off 100 years ago. Now that everybody gets regular greens and eats a little healthier than just one sweet potato every 3 months, they kind of live a little longer. I think the 12,000, that extinction event that happens on that rotating cycle is probably more of an average than going to happen. So I'm not as concerned about it. But the preppers and thing, I'm like 1% a prepper. Like I have a bug out kit and I have a farm with catfish and sheep on it ready to rock at any given moment. And I am looking for about 20 to 50 acres of my own within the next year or two. But it's not because of that. I would like to be able to survive, but I'm still in the blow me up category if I have to survive off human flesh and boiling my hat or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind hunting for my food. I'm a deer hunter and I fish. I've been fishing since I was little, but I'm 40 years old. I mean, the only thing I'm concerned about is my kids' future at this point.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. Well, I'm not getting what you say. I'm getting like average of about 3 years. 3 years. Dolly is pushed her
I've heard
hers further. She's like serious. It's coming now. Okay. So, and like I said, the polar shift thing, I mean, the inner core of Earth, that is not going to end us. Okay. It's just going to kill a lot of people, And of course, I'm really into conspiracies. So, the government is going to be doing a lot of things prior to that. because of course they want us to be their little, you know, uh, little people walking around looking at their phones completely unconscious, and for their takeover of us as individuals. So we're like slaves. So that has, that conspiracy theory can come into that whole thing as well.
Kind of like that movie Don't Look Up.
Um,
That was a
yeah.
good one. It basically the plot is it's a parody, but it's a plot. It's just like that. Just don't look at it. And they just announced a new asteroid this week. It's going to hit the planet in 2046.
Okay, right. I've heard that, but then I've heard
the size of a swimming pool.
Yeah,
they
well,
did announce it.
Yeah, but with our technology, I think just by speaking with other people that's not going to happen whatsoever. And not an asteroid, it's going to be a huge, gigantic ship that's going to come down, okay? But before that happens, Bobby, what they're doing right now is, it's so stupid. I mean, they've been preparing us for years and years and years for the aliens to come, all right? So what they're doing now is they're slowly allowing the public to accept them. The biggest number one concern of the public is that they are going to take us and treat us like we treat our animals, okay? Mm-hmm. But staying on the conspiracy theory, is that they are going to be using holograms, okay, which are not going to be real, okay, to show that UFOs are in the sky.
The blue beam conspiracy?
Yeah, Project Blue Beam. Right, exactly. Mm-hmm. Wow, yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
That's Ronald Reagan here there.
Yo, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could really get into that. But that's a whole nother thing that you can get into.
He just brought it up. Hey, nobody was talking about that.
Yeah, well, yeah, and if you look further, into history, you can find that people have spoken about this. Okay, so there's a whole nother thing about the government control and making us slaves. So that's a whole nother theory. Okay, kind of going off into the direction that we're speaking about of the 12,000 year event and the government, with the holograms that had come down. So kind of like, Bobby, like what the hell is really going to happen, right?
Yeah, I've been more concerned about AI.
Oh, okay.
That stuff's coming in hot. I listened to about an hour of Rogan this morning about that.
Oh, holy shit, Bobby. This is seriously scary shit, okay? I am really into AI too. What I freaked out on, and you got to know about that, is the babies. Mm-hmm. Have you seen the gigantic warehouses of babies?
The AI babies? I haven't.
Okay. This is actually true. You can go on Snoops. You can go, because I try to verify my information. So let's just say you can't have a baby now, right? Mm-hmm. So now what they do is they do it all for you, and they put you in and do the whole process, and then they put you in a little incubator, okay, and they make you. The baby is half you, half your partner, or maybe the partner can't do it, so it's another person. And wait, if you saw this warehouse,
I haven't seen warehouses.
Oh my God. It looks like something out of the Matrix, man. I mean,
first thing I thought.
Holy criminy. I mean, when I saw that, I was like, whoa, this is going too far, man. I mean, you got to think, are these babies going to have souls? Or is AI, of course, because they're doing implants, in the brain and stuff now, especially if you look at Tesla and you look at Tesla, why am I forgetting his name? Come on, why am I forgetting his name? Elon Musk.
Tesla?
Elon Musk, he's so full of crap. A year ago, he said, oh, it's the end of our times, okay, if we do AI. But guess what he's doing now? AI. All right?
He's definitely concerned about it.
Well, he's the one that's inventing the implants for the brain. Bobby.
Oh yeah, he is. It's definitely him. It's all Neuralink,
Okay.
just like Starlink.
Okay. So Bobby, if he says that, this guy's crazy. I think he's off his rocker. And plus, he looks really weird. Okay, he's got this really pasty skin, and he talks weird. And who knows? Maybe he's an alien or reptilian. You know, we
You
can
just
get.
described me to most people. Pasty and talk funny. You
Then,
describe my entire family.
and then he lost all this weight, right? So now he's injecting himself with this stuff that all these Hollywood people are to get skinny. And it's like for diabetes or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking about how he did that. I mean, this guy's just absolutely nuts. But, you know, that's one thing that really pisses me off about him. I won't even look at his shit anymore because it's like, you know, sorry I'm swearing, but when I get into this, you know, sometimes I do, and I apologize. But, you know, so he's the one that talks about AI and says that's the end, but yet he's making them. How do you feel about that?
I don't hate Elon. I think that he has a lot of good intentions, but he may be the one that leads us down that road quicker than anybody.
Okay.
I think he's almost too intelligent for his own good in some aspects.
Yeah, so reptilian.
I don't know. I know he's got the he's autistic.
Yeah.
So he's just like he gets hyper focused on something and just brings it to fruition.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if it's good or bad. I think he's really intelligent and really determined, and I don't know why he's having so many kids.
Okay.
Like that's weird too.
What do you mean? I haven't heard.
He's got like 15 kids.
What?
Yeah, he's got look him up. I don't know. It's in the double digits. He's got kids with a bunch of different people. He's repopulating the earth.
Oh my God! I haven't heard that.
That's the funniest thing. Like, but he does have autism. I don't want to say Asperger's, but it may be Asperger's.
Well, Asperger's is when you say
kind of like Sheldon Cooper.
You say really bad stuff. I think.
That's Tourette's.
Oh, that's Tourette's. Sorry. Okay.
Two different things.
Okay.
That would be hilarious if he had Tourette's.
I wouldn't doubt it if he starts doing that.
And the guy's SpaceX.
Yeah, exactly. So
SpaceX.
Yes, you know, Bobby. Do you seriously? If he's saying AI's the end, why is he doing it now?
Probably got fascinated with it, knowing him.
And so he just changed his mind.
He's also a big simulation guy too.
Okay, so I keep asking the same thing. If he says AI is the destruction, why is he making it?
I think I know the answer. I think I heard him talk about it. He says if he can get like a foothold on it, maybe they can keep it from just going like a snowball downhill.
Okay.
So he mentioned it on. I know we talked about Rogan before. He mentioned on one of those episodes about how he's a proponent for developing AI, but he's also scared of it. I know what you're talking about. He talked about it on Rogan. It's like he said if he can develop it ethically, maybe it won't get out of control like a lit fuse, like lighting firecrackers.
Yeah, well, what I've heard is that to make it sound, and this is my theory, to make him sound better, is that, and this is really a positive thing, it's to help people with certain diseases.
Definitely the Neuralink, he said that.
Yeah, like it's gonna help like with people walk and all of those things. So I mean that's the really positive side. But I believe that he wants people to like him and in the general public, and that's why he's saying that.
That's possible.
You know.
And the mouse has to have cheese for it to go to the trap.
Yeah.
Has to be cheese. Like I'll go full disclosure. I'll go full disclosure with you, not to be like a yes man. I really do like Elon Musk, but the criticisms are very valid that you got. Like I thought him too. Like that's kind of weird. I thought that the same thing because he said that on Rogan in more than one time that AI is going to be the destruction. We're in a simulation. Yada yada yada.
I know.
Developing it.
Oh yeah.
I'm developing it to control it.
Oh yeah. I've heard him say that too. But then he'll change his mind in 6 months. The other thing is, is this, you know, he's got these factories, right? With these factories workers. Okay, he's the number one richest man in the world. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay.
until Bezos gets a hold of him.
People that work in his factories, I know a lot, are not paid extremely well. They work 12-hour shifts. He works them to death, okay, to where these people lose their relationships. I mean, it's detrimental to people's health. He's also taken bonuses away. He's got excellent insurance. Oh my God, excellent insurance. And he's also stopped giving as many stocks. Now, you would think with all his money, he would treat his people better. That's another reason why I don't like him. And I
haven't heard that. I don't
okay.
doubt it being a billionaire. I know Bezos does it at Amazon.
Okay, well, no.
Different.
I've talked to at least 10, 15 people, okay, that work there here in Nevada. They have a Tesla. And
the Tesla factories? Okay.
Oh, yeah,
I was thinking SpaceX factories. And where are those?
Oh, no. This is a Tesla factory. That's what he does. So you would think with millions of money, when he's sitting there eating his filet mignon and someone's busting their ass for 12 hours, and then he's taking away all this stuff, that you would think that possibly he might want to pay them a little bit more, still give them their bonuses, and, make their living situation really good.
Yeah, you think it'd make it like a cool place to work?
Yeah, it
like
used
the Taj Mahal of employment.
It used to be. Not anymore. Okay, I'm over this, Bobby. I want to talk about Bigfoot. That's your favorite thing. So I have a kind of a cool story, but you are the Bigfoot man. So go into your Bigfoot stuff.
So when it came, like I said earlier, I made the podcast just to hear stories and stuff. It seemed like the Bigfoot guys were the most consistently honest and salt of the earth, and it's always been my favorite paranormal subject since like the mid '90s, when I bought a book at a book fair and it had like 2 or 3 Sasquatch stories in it. And me and my grandma were in the woods one time. We saw a herd of deer. We heard a herd of deer coming for about 5 minutes before we saw it. And I'd been on this Bigfoot kick in 5th grade. I'm like, what in the world? Because we used to go walking up in the woods after Sunday dinner.
Yeah.
And it wasn't Bigfoot. We saw the deer. It was like 200 or 300 of them. It was insane. We talk about it this day. And this kind of solidified this fascination with Bigfoot. And I get into junior college, and my classmate, one of my biology classes, starts talking about somebody he knows that may have saw one, and come to find out that guy was on crystal meth. So this doesn't pertain to. I found that out last year that the guy he was talking about was on pills. So I'm thinking, and so my Bigfoot fascination's all in falsehood. It was all a sham.
Oh my
I have a
God.
bastard Bigfoot fascination. Yeah, it's funny though. I still love the subject. But then I started reaching out to people. It's a fellow named Randy Bauer from Black Duck, Minnesota. A fellow named David Parker. You may have heard these people. They're just coming on the scene.
Yeah.
He's from Missouri. Daniel Benoit. He's an investigator. Or Benoit. Sorry, he said he's not French. And so Jonathan Wadsworth saw a Bigfoot rip a deer in half, rip its head off. Something like you ever seen somebody kill a chicken to slaughter it?
I used to live I lived on a farm, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's basically said he saw Bigfoot do that to a deer in 1982. So I've heard all these stories from these guys. Michael Colantonio from Long Island, he had a traumatic brain injury in Iraq, took an IED to the head, comes back, and all of a sudden his sensitivity overloads. He's seeing ghosts and Bigfoots and aliens.
Wow.
And talking to them. And what I'm trying to get to here is these guys all said the same thing about how it works. The portals, the mind, can I say the F word? The mind fuckery.
Yeah.
Zeus Platt, he's the Project Sasquatch from Colorado. They're all saying the same thing. I'm like, this is stupid. Bigfoot's not real. I know better. But I love the subject. And by God, if you held a gun to my head right now, thank God they're in the other room. I couldn't tell you I didn't believe in Bigfoot. I couldn't say it honestly.
Real okay. So how about now?
No, I couldn't say it. I couldn't honestly tell. I couldn't say, and it'd be true that I didn't believe. I believe in Bigfoot. Like I would have to say that I would. I hate to say it, I'm saying it right now that I believe in Bigfoot. Like, what are you saying? But I
Uh,
do believe it. I think whatever's out there is either it's saying it's Bigfoot or acting like Bigfoot. It's a flesh and blood animal that can cross over portals. Is what's out there.
okay, that's
I don't
interesting.
know how that works.
Okay,
I don't know how it works.
we're on the same page on this. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
which very few are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the whole portal thing. When I do my astral travel, I happen to go to a planet of Bigfoots. Okay, they're different colors, of course. They talk about the kind
Mm-hmm.
of reddish ones, the brown ones, and this and that. Well, this is a different planet of Bigfoots. Okay, the reddish ones. So one of them wanted to take me down a wormhole to planet Earth and show me what happens. So we went through this wormhole, and I've been through wormholes before, but this one was really uncomfortable to go down. I felt like I was being squeezed to get down to it. And we actually did come out of a portal. And the only reason why they came to the planet was to get saplings.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. That's what they wanted to show me. Now, is there another planet of bad Bigfoots? I don't know. All I can say is that this particular one that brought me down was extremely wonderful. So I'm not really sure,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just to collect things off of Earth to take back, which was very, very interesting. Of course, my uncle saw one. Okay, and I've had UFO experiences myself, along with my family and
Mm-hmm.
everything else. But the Bigfoot thing, no, I have not seen Bigfoot. What do I think about it? I agree with you, 100%. They come through portals.
I think the flesh and blood guys. I don't know how they. There's a reason. Have you ever dealt with Bigfoot people who are 100% flesh and blood?
No, I've done a lot of Bigfoot interviews, but for some reason, I'm getting a plethora of them to come on. Different ones that are
They'll
coming on.
talk.
Yeah, yeah,
Bigfoot
yeah,
people will talk.
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, I've not heard about if you're talking about the ones who actually eat people or kill them.
No, no, no. The Bigfoot enthusiast, somebody that would be like my counterpart who died in the wool. They only exist in this planet, and they're just the eight that we don't know about. They can't teleport. They can't do anything. Those are the most aggressive people. They're next to vegans in their assholeness. Like
Yeah.
y'all need to calm it down.
Okay.
They're
Yeah.
mean.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you know what? Okay. I'm going to give you this one example. Okay. And I like this. There was a show on about 5 years ago. They got like 6 scientists together, all different ones. They did not know anything about it. Okay. They sat in a big circle. They all did their Bigfoot thing and looked at all the evidence. And they came back into the circle at the end. And the consensus after they had their talk or whatever they did was that it was a creature, and I love this, of unknown species.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you really look back, we're finding that all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it could be. But the stupidest thing I heard the other day was someone was asking, well, why can't we find anyone? And the guy said it's because they bury themselves in the ground when they die or whatever else. Okay, hairs, I've gotten that, they take them in to be analyzed. It's like, okay, do you hear anything back on what the scientists got? Really? I mean, or a scientist sitting there, I'm sure there's shows on that. Maybe you've had
Mm-hmm.
that happen, but I haven't heard of really any evidence.
I've heard of the hairs coming back as human, and that's what's causing a lot of the skepticism because they're technically maybe like a subspecies or like a horse and a pony is to us, like a horse is to a pony. They're so close.
Right, right.
I can't remember
So,
where I heard that.
yeah, I know. There's so much, right? Okay, and the one thing that I am not into, okay, is the teepee building of of the
Yes.
of
Look,
the
I'm back and forth on that. Most of those teepees are a bunch of hippies in the
yeah.
woods doing shit. Now, if you talk to Zeus Platt, I may give him your contact information. Zeus kind of like clears up the what is the wood structures and limb structures. He's
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
he still took a picture of one of those hippie teepees that are in the national forest. Like, dude, those hippies built that. But he said that when they walk through the woods, they're like a little kid in a candy store. They just want to they break the limbs. They want
yeah.
to break stuff. There's like I was raised in the country, and when I walk through a field, I pick a piece of fescue and I chew on it. I know that's the I know that's the stereotype for a redneck, but it's true. Like that's what we do in the field. So we always have straw hanging out of our mouth and chew on it. I
Oh,
think that's how
okay.
marijuana got discovered, though. Side note. I think just like an ancient caveman redneck was chewing on straw. And like, holy shit, I'm hungry. Anyway, but yeah, I think there's some to the tree structures. There's some validity, maybe worth investigating. For the most part, to the hippies or the weird.
Okay, all right. So you think it's the hippies? I
Well,
just
the big ones that look just like a. I'm talking a teepee that could live in as an Airbnb. That's not a
exactly.
Bigfoot.
Okay, right. And why would he go in there? Hello. What did
Look,
they get?
they do make X's. They do make little piles that are semi-structured, and I think those are valid. Those mark things on like a GPS, kind of like where maybe that's where quartz is below the surface. But as far as the big ones that you see on some of the cover photos, the Bigfoot groups, those are not. I can't get behind that. It's too much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't really get into it as
And I
much.
would love to be wrong on that. I'd love to be 100% wrong, but I wish we could get rid of the red circles and the blob squatches and the tree teepees and just go with the other stuff.
Right. And then, of course, when you get on about Bigfoot, there's so much CGI. It's just, I look at this stuff and it's like paranormal investigators now. I can't even look at it. It's, it's
I
just
used to be nice about it. Now I'm like, dude, that is a squirrel. I'm like, have these people never been outside? I was raised at the edge of a ridge in North Alabama with a BB gun and boots, and I've always been outside. I've been obsessed with TV and going outside, and some of this stuff is just a result of people not being raised outside. There's city folks that like just go to the woods once a year and like, oh, I heard something. Must be a Bigfoot. Oh man, it happens all the time. Cicadas and squirrels and owls. I think, and the bobcats. I think people think bobcats are Bigfoots.
Yeah, you know what I crack up on is when they're out there and it takes them forever to show what they're looking at. I mean, forever.
Oh yeah,
Okay, and I'm not interested. I just like swipe
I don't
away.
do the TV shows anymore.
Yeah, yeah. But these are the small TikToks that they have on,
Oh
and
yeah.
then they show like two red eyes. It's like, okay, so that's Bigfoot, two red eyes. No.
That's
That
actually a real common thing that people see, but I don't know if you can get them on picture.
well, yeah, but
A
two red eyes could come from anything.
gator could come from a gator. They have red eyes.
Yeah, well, when you're also filming in the dark, okay,
Mm-hmm.
don't you think you're going to get red eyes, even from like, let's just say, like you said, a bobcat?
Yeah, some animals only have green in the dark.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
There's
yeah,
different species. I don't know 100%, but some have red, some have green. I know
yeah,
deer have green and blue.
yeah, yeah. Well, I did have this one guy on, and talking about his experience with Bigfoot, and he's actually so far the only person that I completely believed. Um, and he's just a normal guy. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
just a normal, nice guy that contacted me and wanted to talk about his experience. And his experience was really a really good one. And that Bigfoot, this is amazing. They follow them. They let's just say they live in one state, so they travel all around to different campsites. The Bigfoot follows them, And every single campsite they go to, there is a Bigfoot. And it's just an interesting story. And then, of course, now they're really into it, and they have a YouTube channel and all that stuff. But I really liked his story. I really
Yeah, those
did.
are the ones that I believe the most is the down the earth guys.
Yeah,
Like I said, it's always salt of the earth.
yeah, it's the salt of the earth. I really dug his story. So, anything else on Bigfoot?
No, that's about it. Just
Okay.
that's how I got fascinated with it.
Okay.
People I talked to.
All right. Well, what about demons or anything paranormal?
I do like the paranormal. I think I have my big three. I got the Bigfoot, the aliens, and the ghost. And the they're jockeying for position in my mind. The aliens and the ghost always jockey from 2 to 3.
Okay. I don't get
But I
what.
will get pumped up on. I'm talking about as far as my favorites.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about like the third one would be ghost and
Yeah,
paranormal.
some months it's ghosts. Some months I like aliens more.
Yeah. Well, I tend to get like on my show a ton of aliens. And then I'm like, oh, I got all these ton of aliens. And that's why I called you. And I was like, oh God, could you come on? You know, it's like, let's switch spaces here. Let's do something different, you know?
I'll tell you this when it comes to people I've talked to chat wise, and not to name any names, chat wise, maybe even on my show once or twice. The alien people seem to be the guys who I think have the most trauma in their lives, and they're trying to cast it off as aliens. Not all of them.
Oh my God. Well, I've actually spoken to some famous people and best-selling authors. Okay. And if you want to talk about stuff, I agree with you 100%.
Oh yeah.
That they
some
have.
Some are legit, but some have trauma. They're disguising as aliens.
It's absolutely horrific. Okay. The people that I've talked to about that. And then, of course, there's ones that have good experiences and stuff like that. But going off into the paranormal, I was just started Paranormal Extraction, and I was contacted by Travel Channel, and they wanted me on their location. They were like, okay, are you interested? Yada, yada, yada. And I said, well, only because I was really into this, because I watched Zach Bagans. Zach Bagans on TV, this is what turned my whole thing, was inviting a demon to his weird friend or whatever to invade his body. Okay. And I thought, oh my God, you can't be teaching people this. You can't be doing this. Okay. And so I'm a whole different type. I want to help people. I don't want people to go out and think that they want to conjure a demon or things like that, because they exist. Because, Bobby, I've had it happen to me. Okay. So my whole philosophy was, you've got to be spiritually sound. You need to want to help people. I'm not out there to collect evidence. I don't care. The equipment that I tried out, bogus, didn't like it, did a show on my worldwide radio show. I got all the scientific data from it. Bullshit. Okay. And so I was really against that. Anyway, so they wanted me to go to the Clown Motel. Okay. And I told them specifically on the phone, look, I am not going to go to the Clown Motel to do an investigation, because I'm not.
That place is so creepy.
Oh, okay.
That episode freaks me out.
Okay. Yeah.
Why is it there? Why does it exist?
Okay. Well,
sorry.
I could go on and on about this, but anyways, they wanted me. I told them, look, if you're going to make me look like a fool, or if you want me to look like a paranormal investigator, I don't want any part of your show, right? So they said, cool. So we would go back in the days for the Paranormal Extraction, because now I'm doing interviews, because the guy I was working with was a shaman and he died, and I only will work with extremely spiritual people. So we go down there always like 4 or 5 days before, just to check everything out, like what's going on, who are the people, get to know them. We don't just drive up like Zach Bagans, get out of his car and get back in his whatever, his huge gigantic bus, and just take off, and also set traps and lie. Okay. People in the filming industry, once they got there, were telling me that they were just shaking their heads about it. And they were telling me a story how Zach even got that clown out of the chair and put it somewhere else and said that's what the clown did. Okay. So they're full of it. Anyway, so I went there. Oh my God, dude. I had so many paranormal experiences there. It was outrageous. Outrageous. And so when the director, or whatever you want to call him, came in, he asked me about my stories. Dee did it too, asked him about his stories. And anyways, they, after all of this that we did, and it was a completely different show. It was out of respect to the ghosts, okay, that were there, or whatever you want to call them, spirits, ghosts. I don't call them ghosts, okay? They're just over here. They're in the ethereal realm, okay? And a lot of them are very nice, okay? And you're not dealing with negative energy. But so I had all these great experiences, and when the show came on, they made me and my partner look like a complete, utter idiot.
They edited you through it, edited it out.
Oh, yeah. They brought in a clown. Okay. The whole show about Clown Motel, if you go to the Travel Channel and Zach Bagans, not Zach Bagans, sorry, it's not that one. You will see that they made the whole show about a clown. Okay. And this clown was the one that was terrorizing the people. It was so sad. It was so sad. So yeah, they edited a ton of content of everything that we did. And they made a promise. Okay. And so they didn't keep their promise. But the stuff I experienced there was absolutely insanity. I even had the guys, when I was doing one part of it, and a portal opened up, because I have a really bad thing about these investigators coming in and not being spiritual, using that equipment and making things a lot worse, desecrating the graves. I mean, I went through the whole thing of this big hack guy coming in and telling me he was really tired of it. I get a whole different type of ghost. They're opening up this big portal in the office. And when I went through that, the heater went down 20 to 30 degrees. And I went into emotional breakdown, okay, of seeing this stuff that's going on in this portal, and talking to, we know the people there, we know the owner, we know everybody. So I totally went into a breakdown, 20, 30 degree drop. I was done. I was so out of it. Okay. They put me in another room. They gave me water. And I had all of the camera people come up to me and say, look, you're the real thing. Can you please come into my hotel room? I'd like to talk to you privately. Okay. So yeah, I'm the real thing. Can I explain what happened? Sure. It's a long story though. Do they live in each room? No. Okay, dude, you're not going to believe this. They put my dog on the show.
Really?
Okay.
What show was it? I watched the heck out of it.
Terrifying places in America.
Most terrifying places in America. Okay, so I have this really cute little dog, right? Okay, so the director calls me over and says, we want to use your dog. I'm like, okay, where do I go? And they do everything really fast. For a 40-minute show, it took 24 hours of filming, okay, for a 45-minute show. So my dog ended up being on there. They went and took me in a room, and I had to help them. They wanted the bed to be elevated pushed against the wall by a window. Okay, so I'm helping them move all of this stuff. They put my dog on the bed. They want the clown to walk by the window. So as the clown would walk through the window, because we did a couple tests, my dog would bark. That's in the show. My
They
dog,
wanted you to move this clown?
they wanted the dog, my dog, to bark at the clown that was passing the window outside.
That's strange.
Okay?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, so none of it that they were talking about in it, not one thing was true. Not one thing. So I'm into like no way on those shows unless you have, you know, I mean, I know all about it now too because who's contacted me, they say something, I'm like, oh yeah, forget it. So anyways, that's been my experience, as well as on my radio show, a paranormal investigator came in there. He was using equipment. I said, no, I don't want you to use equipment. I'm not into this. The owner of the show came in and said, I want him to. I said, you know, what am I going to say, right? Okay, so anyways, really, really bad stuff happened. I wasn't prepared spiritually. Really, really bad experience. Comes to my, the owner of the show doesn't believe in it. All of a sudden he calls me in 2 days later, Bobby, and he says, you're not going to believe this, but a fan all the way across, because I used to run the boards, on the way far away, came straight down at me at an angle. And I was like, you know what? I need to come in and cleanse this place. Well, it was Christmas. I was like, okay, you know, I can't do this. I'm going to have to wait, but I'll help you out a little bit. He's like, no, 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 no. He died 1 week later of a heart attack.
Oh, you were telling me about that.
Okay, I quit the show. And then they said, okay, Zoe, we want to use you specifically in Nevada. So I sold my home in Arizona and I thought, okay, this is going to be great. And I haven't seen the show yet. So I moved, I sold my house and went to Nevada and saw the show. And I was like, this is not what we discussed. And guess what? The producer contacted me several times after that, but no show. So I'd moved all the way to Nevada to do a show, and they screwed me over. They didn't just screw me over, they screwed a lot of other people over. The clown that was there, they hired for the full day. You want to know how much they gave him for 12 hours?
They didn't underpay the clown, did they?
$20.
What?
We fed him.
I think Uncle Buck gave that clown woman $20. He punched him in the face.
$20. The owner said, oh, they told me they'd mail me a check because I had a big fight with them. They didn't want to pay the owner. I said, if you don't pay the owner, I know him, you guys can't do it. So they told him they'd mail a check. When we were done, he started laughing. He goes, I'm never going to get the check. And he decided from then on, before this, he had decided no more paranormal people, no more TV shows. I talked him into it. He really liked me. They promised him $60. He said, okay, Zoe, I believe you. Guess what? No, $60.
That's still low to be on a TV show. I'm sorry. This Travel Channel, they should at least, you know, hooked him up, 500. Make it like I'm having a bonus.
Guess what? All of those paranormal investigators out there, they don't care. They want to do it for free. And they want to be shown as, you know, using their EVPs and getting scared and leaving coins on graves and doing all this stuff. And that's what they want. But they tell you what to say. They don't care.
I had a guy in Savannah that said Megan did a fake possession.
Yeah. That's what they do.
I was like, that ruined it. That killed my little paranormal innocence that day.
I won't watch any of the shows anymore.
I can't do it.
Paranormal community doesn't really like me because I'm really against what they're doing, especially for little kids, okay, that watch that. Little kids should not be watching this, Bobby, and going out,
Oh no.
and pretending they're doing it and inviting spirits in and stuff like that, or demons or devils or whatever you want to call it. It's really bad for children. I've had interviews with people about their children. It's very, very sad. It's
I'm
sad.
really shocked they sell Ouija boards at Target.
Well, Ouija
That
board.
shocks me.
Okay, Ouija board is a huge, huge ordeal. No Ouija boards.
I'm
No.
surprised they sell them. That's dangerous. That's like selling crack pipes.
Yeah, well, the reason why Hasbro, okay, and it didn't, it started from it goes way, way back. You could do your research and find out about that. I already know about the research, but I'm not going to go on and on about it. Yeah, I'm surprised they sell them, but guess what? It's a huge cash cow, just like all of these famous paranormal places to go. Huge cash cow, huge ripoff, and I don't know why all these people want to go and set up their equipment and pay $500 like the Opera House in Virginia City to do a nighttime investigation.
Or
I go to people's homes. I go to restaurants, okay, or places like that. I work with real people. I don't do any of that stuff. We went out to, I just posted it today, we went out to the murder house just to kind of check it out. I've checked out a lot of locations when I first moved here. I had a lot of videos way down when I was doing the paranormal extraction, way down in the bottom. And it was like, you know what? No, they're no. Or I'd laugh, or I would, talk about the desecration and the people, they have to build big fences around these things now because of them, and it's just really sad, that there's not more respect, and we're all about respect. So I have a lot of stories about that.
But what's it going to be like whenever the technology evolves? Technology doubles every 2 years or 3 years, and we actually get the technology to talk to that dimension. Then you go to these sites, it's going to be overrun with people, just messing stuff up, causing all kinds of. It's going to be like Ghostbusters, like in real life, just opening up portals left and right.
Okay, that's exactly what's going on now, Bobby.
Yeah, I mean, just like in a mass. Yeah, I mean, just with the talking. I mean, people know how to make stuff interact and act up now. They know how to get themselves possessed with a shadow person. But imagine like if you got like this camera back here, and like you can turn it on, and you see them, and then you can interact with them like a video game kind of, because it's coming.
Well,
I mean, you can't outrun technology.
No,
it's going to happen. Maybe 100 years.
And they're opening portals. Okay, huge ones. And these things come through. Now you got to remember, they live on the ethereal realm. They aren't past that. Okay, they are, let's just say, people that killed themselves. Okay, or someone that died of cancer, but used to be a devout Christian, has changed their mind. However, that runs their life. So when they cross over, they feel guilty, and they're not going to go anywhere. Okay, and there's more to it than that. We could go on and on and on and on and on about that. But those spirits are the ones that are waiting. Let's just take an alcoholic, for example. We have an aura around our body. We start drinking. We start drinking more. It causes holes in our aura, which protects us. Oh, they come in, dude, and they love it. They get to drink, and guess what? It gets worse and worse and worse and worse till these people are drinking like serious alcoholism, okay? Because these spirits are living off them. And unless you can get rid of it by stopping drinking, because you've stopped it, they're still waiting for you to do it, but you've stopped. You cannot get rid of these things. It's scary.
Oh yeah, the attachments are the main reason I haven't like proactively done any kind of investigations of my own. I don't want to get attached. That's like the worst fear. I want to see a ghost. I don't want to see it in my house
Okay,
ever.
what about, what I love is scratches. Are you
Sometimes it's a cat.
I mean,
I heard it was a cat. Somebody, the Katie Turner, the one I sent you. Ask her about the ghost cats. Ask her about them. I love her theory on the ghost cats.
Okay, so okay, Katie Turner. I think you turned me on to her, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's a cool cat.
She didn't. She didn't want to. She didn't want to be on my show. I think she might be afraid of camera. You know, so some people are camera shy. But she was really interested. Got back to me, and then she just blew me off. Whatever. Yeah, she did.
You never know.
Well, yeah, you don't. So, anything else you want to talk about? I mean, we could go on and on and on.
Oh, I don't know, man. The rabbit holes are endless when it comes to that. Like, I think I may try to find this episode of the Clown Motel because that freaks me out. I remember watching Bacon do it, but you know, somebody called him a Scooby douchebag.
No, but dude, I have so much more to tell you about the Clam Motel. Okay, but when you see it, you are going to laugh. And what they did was they put me on 4 other shows. I'm walking down the street and someone goes, I saw you on there. You were doing so-and-so. I went, no, I wasn't.
What's bad is I think I've seen that one. Because I've seen more than one show in the Clown Motel.
Yeah, 4.
I remember a clown walking.
And I'm thinking to myself, I said, was it with the clown thing? And they go, no, you're in the in the graveyard. And I went, I didn't do that. You know, I've had 4 or 5 people, you know, more than that actually, say to me, we've seen you on the Travel Channel. And so they've taken my stuff and put it into whatever they want to put it into. So we're done with that. But we could go on and on and on. Anytime you want me to have you on your podcast with a specific topic or something like that, Bobby, or if you want to come back on my show and continue.
Yeah, I love doing shows.
You know, I could come on your show and do it, and or do mine and record it or whatever, and go on and on and on and on, because there's so many different things that we haven't even touched on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it really works out because I've got like a show I can air now, just a free one.
Yeah, okay. And I'm Paranormal Extraction on YouTube. Okay, so people can watch us there on your podcast. Mm-hmm. They just hear you. So we'll schedule you in and figure it out and go from there. All right.
Did Glenn Jackson ever get with you?
Glenn Gleason?
Glenn Jackson, sport cat from Georgia. I think he's from Tennessee and Georgia.
I don't think so. I don't know.
He was one of the contacts I sent you. I still need to reach out to your guys. I'm just now getting my schedule cleared up after this. I'll have like an hour. I may do that.
Okay, well, all the people I sent you, they're waiting for you. Okay, because my whole niche is like a family. And so I've gotten like someone say, I was never contacted. And I'm like, look, they're really busy, you know, whatever you told me. And I was like, okay. So they're fine with that. But I have to look because I'm booked all the way until June, just like crazy like you, or July, about that guy. So anyways.
That's right.
Okay. Right. Anyways, guys, this is crazy. Okay. And we can really get into it. And, Bobby Dizzle podcast. Don't forget, BobbyDizzle.com. He's also on Facebook, right?
I'm on Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
It's all on the BobbyDizzle.com.
Yeah. So if you want to listen to his shows, I mean, cool, go for it. Check out mine.
I've got a bunch of them.
But Bobby's going to be on again, and we're going to get into more stuff, and maybe we can pick a topic and really get into it, Bobby. You know what I mean?
I could bring someone with me. I've got friends.
Yeah, okay, good. You got friends? You?
Mm-hmm. Very dedicated.
Mine all just don't have bodies. You're supposed to laugh.
I was like, what?
I have friends, but they don't have bodies. Get
Yeah,
it?
basically, I've got the same amount.
Okay.
It's the paranormal ones.
All right.
They hang around me, watch me screw up.
All right. Okay, D. So we're going to say over and out. He's going to be on again. We're going to do some more shows. We're going to have some fun. We're going to do something different. And you paranormal investigators out there, you probably hate me, but I don't really care. Okay. I always say the truth and I don't lie, and we don't edit any of this out. So you'll hear me swearing. I think I heard you once. I'm trying to keep it under control today, guys. All right. Hey, thanks, Bobby. You're going to be on again. Thank you, everyone out there. I really appreciate it.